Okay, a couple sample problems. These sample problems have one little twist that I didn't show you in the pre-lesson. Pre-lesson I was running out of time, but we'll get her done right here. So, number one, factor it. You should go, aha, that's a difference of two squares. Easy peasy. X square root of 100 is 10. Again, if you don't trust it, FOIL it out. What do we got here? We have ourselves a gotta one. Those are the ones you can immediately go to your parentheses because that's x squared. You go x. Two factors of negative 27 that add up to negative 6. I'm just going to get right after it. Negative 9 and 3. So I go negative 9 and 3. Remember, I could write it like this. And it's the same thing. Okay? So yeah, there's more combinations, but I'm just going right for it now. What do we have here? We have ourselves another one. So we multiply, so we get 6. Two factors of 6 that add up to negative 7, negative 6, and negative 1. Notice we have two negatives. That means we're going to have a little challenge to keep the plus on the inside. Don't panic. So we're going to rewrite this. 3x squared minus 6x minus 1x plus 2. When we have a minus there, I want you to basically add up, and then you insert your parentheses, woo, and we take out as much as we can, 3x, we're left with x minus 2. We're going to cheat a little bit because we've got some experience. When we do nada ones, this needs to match my next one, which is going to help me realize, aha, in order to take something out of here and end up with that, it's got to be a negative 1. Think about it. If I distribute this to this and this, I get negative x plus 2. So we're on the right path. So we take our match out one time, whatever's left. Done. All right, not done with the sample problems yet. Okay, here's a unique one that you kind of have to be on your guard for. We look at it, we're like, hey, we're factoring it. So you guys, if I didn't give you a little nudge, you'd go, that's another one. So I'm going to go 9 times 6, 54. Find two factors of 54 that add to negative 21. You see how this one's like a stinker? Some of them can get this bad. Here's the trick. Before we just blindly do what we've always been doing, look at a 9, a 21, and a 6. What we're going to do is we're going to factor out a 3 to get started. 3x squared minus 21. Whoa! Minus 7x plus 2. And now, if you just, I'm not going to waste video time, this is just the same trinomial as the previous sample problem. So then you would ignore this for a bit. But your answer would be 3 times, when you're all done, I might as well show it. I don't want to lose anybody. So ignore that 3 for a bit. 3 times 2 is 6. Two factors of 6 add up to negative 7, negative 6, negative 1. Again, I'm ignoring that 3. 3x squared minus 6x minus 1x plus 2. I don't like that negative, so I'm going to add up. Put my parentheses in. Take a 3x out. I'm left with x minus 2. I'm going to take a negative 1 out of this one. That'll give me my x minus 2. And my answer is x minus 2 times 3x minus 1. I'm done. Oh, no, you're not. Remember that 3 you took out originally? Goes right there. Okay, so look out for these problems where you can take something out right away. Be on your guard for those. It'll make your life a lot easier. One more thing I got to show you. Okay, take a little peek. We're transitioning into the same problems, but now we're going to say solve, 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 solve. Okay, start off with the most basic one of them, most basic one possible. So if I said, hey, if I have two numbers that are multiplied together and I get 0, I should be able to conclude A has to be 0 or B has to be 0 or both. Now, that's the premise that we've got to build on for this. We got something times something else equals 0. What that means is this has to equal 0, or the second one has to equal 0. Let me just solve it. Add 2, subtract 3. Now you really shouldn't need to show this on these types of problems. You should be able to just go, hey, what minus 2 is 0? 2. What plus 3 is 0? Negative 3. But you can show your work if you want. But now, this is the way your homework problems are going to be more like. So we're like, hey, how do I do this? Well, I got to make this look like this. Like, aha, now I see why we learned how to factor. So we have a gotta one, which means we go right to our parentheses. If that's an x squared, we can go x and x. 2 factors of negative 6. Now this is tricky. That add up to a 1. Look at negative 6, 1. 6, negative 1. 3, negative 2, or negative 3 and 2. See, which one adds up to a 1? This one. So I'm going to go plus 3 minus 2. You notice this is the same thing as this? So this was just disguised. It includes one extra step to get to the easy part. So that's why you have to know how to factor these. So what plus 3 is 0? Negative 3. What minus 2? 2. And there is your solution. Let's try this. Here's a little twist on this one. Notice this one's set equal to 0. This one's set equal to 0. That's what you got to do first. Set these equal to 0, factor, and then solve. So this one, oh, and by the way, if this is positive, don't move it. Keep it positive. So we're going to subtract 20 from this side, subtract 20 from that side. X squared plus 8x minus 20 equals 0. And we're going to say, okay, it's a gotta one. So I can put my x here and x here. 2 factors of negative 20 that add up to 8. So negative 20. What's jumping out at me is 10 and 2. Now which one of these needs to be negative to end up with a positive 8x? The 2. Because this plus this gives me my positive 8. So it's plus 10 minus 2. So we set it equal to 0. We have factored it. We still haven't solved it yet. So what plus 10 is 0? Negative 10. What minus 2 is 0? 2. There's my 2 answers for this. Grand finale. Remember, we got to set equal to 0, keep the squared term positive. So I'm going to subtract 3x, subtract 2, subtract 3x, subtract 2. Here we go. Put it in descending order. Make it look like a trinomial. And now we think to ourselves, aha, we have a not a 1. So we multiply. We get negative 4. 2 factors of negative 4 that add up to negative 3. It's going to be negative 4 and 1. Notice this is positive. I'm going to have this one second. You'll see what I mean in a minute. 2x squared minus 4x plus, love that, 1x minus 2. If I reverse these, now I've put the negative there, and that just causes more problems. So now I'm ready to insert my parentheses. And I'm going to factor out as much as I can. 2x. X minus 2. Look at it, I've already got an x minus 2 there, so I factor a 1 out. I don't want to change that. Running out of space. Let me pause this. All right, almost done. Take this and this, take one of them. X minus 2, whatever's left, 2x plus 1 equals 0. Now earlier I said, yeah, you should be able to do all these in your head. I still think that's true for this. What minus 2 is 0? That's just 2. Now how about this one? Maybe you'd be better off taking a second and just set it equal to 0 like we did on the initial one. Subtract 1, subtract 1. 2x equals negative 1. Divide by 2. And look at it. I get x equals negative 1/2. So there's my other answer. Now, if you're looking for tricks, this isn't much of one. But if you just want to go from here to the answer, here's your trick. Take the opposite of that, negative 1, divide by that. That would take you to the answer every time. Good luck on your homework.